hold on. Damn it. Hold on a second. I want to say to the Marfugal chat that this is happening. Hey, Marfugal chat. Yeah, that's what's happening. I'm live. I'm live, guys. There's still 2,000 people watching over there. I mean, depending on whether they may all be AFK. There's probably a bunch. There's probably a bunch that are still paying attention, but I think a bunch of people don't even check out the chat. Like, that's not something they do. Wait, this is the pre-show. Why am I talking? I mean, we'll start in a second, but just give me a sec.
Conspiracies. People tend to see them in the face of inexplicable tragedy.
Dude, what's going on? The audio's like jacked. I'm trying to figure it out. Guys. It's so great to have you. That's what I was saying this whole time. Like, it is so great. I was calling y'all out, you know. So great to have you, Scott Rogers and Little Green Kitty. You know, great to have everybody here that's here, even if you're not writing in the chat and you're just talking about it. Yeah, I'm confused because I'm trying to set my setup so I don't have to change everything all at once. But you know, with many buttons comes many responsibilities. I don't know what to say. It's good to be here though, and I really wish that other thing was working. But I'm just gonna run with this mic. That's why, you know, that's life. Here's another lesson for you. Here's another lesson. Redundancy. Do you have more than one thing to save you from the thing? Right? Because if you only get the one boat to save you from the flood, then there's a chance like that boat could get ruined or something. And right? Should you have a backup boat? But how many backup boats should you get? At any rate, I'm pretty glad that I had this backup mic ready to go when my system was shut down, because I have been having some troubles over there on the other system. But you know, again, you gotta watch out to you don't get trapped in something that is not worth your time, right? I end up trapping myself a lot in cycles of like, yeah, I just gotta fix this little computer thing, and it's only gonna take a couple months, but you know, and then I'll be happy once I finally figure that out. And I often end up just moving on to the next sort of other issue. Yeah, I need to smoke too, you guys. I can't. Unfortunately, I'm not on my phone right now. I can't bring my studio out there. I'm hoping to do some phone live streams at some point, but I haven't tested it recently. It was still not letting me do that. Just copyrighted content. Gotta. I can relate to that. You know, that's something that I can relate to, wanting to smoke. What is IKR? I know, right? Is it I know, right? Is that what that stands for? Because I thought it stood for I can relate. But I guess that's the nature of truth. It's like up to you. You can change your mind about what that thing actually means. Entirely up to you. Like this guy, right? We're just letting these images screen by. I am on this whole debate with myself, but I really just think you guys, because most of you are not here in California, that you should see what is going on in California. You're not going to really get it in the rest of it. The streams of Maine. I'm talking about the state, not the media companies. But right, this used to be a very sort of sleepy, not really gentrified, but just there's nothing to do out in the valley. It's lame out there. It's hot, and there's nowhere to go. You have to walk long distances, therefore you need a car, and it's just a terrible place to be in general. And just not someplace that was considered even 6 months ago to be like premium panhandling location. You know what I mean? And fast forward to now, and there honestly are. There's a huge homeless population that it's just grown up. It's come out of nowhere, and that is right. I guess this guy is part of that statistic of our homeless population raising 16% in 1 year, which is a big jump. It's a big spike, and I'm just out here saying that, like, yeah, these are real dudes. And this guy can't really read his sign, but he's talking about being not able to support himself. And, hectic times. Basically, hectic times. And then, is this the next frame right? I like this shot because it says America. It's got the red, the blue, and the white, just like I keep talking about. And this is right up against each other. This guy, which is, anonymous, remain anonymous, rich dude, but he just drove past this guy begging on the street in his sick ass deep blue convertible Bentley, which I'm guessing starting price around $250K. I mean, I'd have to look that up. Maybe a little more. And as with any sort of rich person thing, you're not going to let it just stop at $250K. You gotta get the bells and whistles and everything, right? And so these two people just passed each other on the streets of LA, and I found a pretty fitting little comparison here that I'm sharing with you guys. Does it mean anything? Do I have a hidden agenda behind my words? I'm trying to give you a picture of my truth, my America. Here's America. It even says it in the sign. It says America. Get it? Do you get it? Yeah, again, these are already getting stale. They're from a couple days ago, but I just wanted to scroll these past for you because we have been rapidly vacillating. I don't know what the weather is like where you were at, but we had 2 days of extreme. I agree, George. Very sad. 2 days of extreme hot, just mind-bendingly headache. Migraine-inducing, just burning heat. To where if you don't have any sort of air conditioning system, you were in some serious pain, some serious trouble. And if that had sustained on, we would have been in some more pain. It just becomes wildly uncomfortable. And we saw a big shift directly back into this sort of scene here, this overcasty, very cold, almost winter-like temperatures. And that fluctuated, right? It as with everything today, big ramp up, instant ramp up over a second, and then massive heat wave, and then an instant ramp back down to what the temperature was previously. Are they flipping things up and down like a light switch? I'm not saying that. If I was, I feel like that would be allowed for me to say words like that. That should not be disallowed. But I do know that it remains bizarre, right? Not everything can be brand new and different every time. and that's some confirmation bias there too, right? Sometimes you can end up, you're looking for something, you're looking for some crazy weather, and then you find crazy weather. That's I get that a lot from the normcore people, that almost everything can be explained away with some good old fashioned confirmation bias. So, right, just I guess we should chill on the clouds. We can chill on the clouds. I wanted to get into these news stories, man, but I really wanted to get my mic stand. Can you guys still hear the piano? I'm just gonna play piano, and I'm gonna try to figure this out for 1 second. You guys just enjoy some time lapse. I love you guys. I honestly do. Talk amongst yourselves. Have you gotten to know Scott Rogers? Because Scott Rogers is a good dude. Yeah, let me know. What was the weather like in your area? I'm curious. Oh, and I totally follow the Impossible Channel. Impossible Channel is really good. I mean, there's obviously a lot of fake videos on that channel, but that's a big part of the fun of watching the Impossible Channel, guessing which video is fake. And indeed, I'm guessing a bunch of them aren't. Good call, Whitetail. All right, whatever. I'm gonna figure that out on my own time. But you guys should just know how fun audio equipment is. If you haven't got, I feel like I say this about a lot of things. If you haven't gotten into audio equipment, you're missing out, bro. There's a lot of really annoying stuff. Everything from sample rates to interfaces connecting, right? The input going into the right. Does it have phantom power? Does it have the right amount of volts? Are we going to get hum if this signal is being pushed this far and this? You guys are missing out. I'm telling you. Not really. Audio's kind of boring, if I'm being honest. It's a necessary evil, I think, in this modern age, like a lot of this digital stuff. So I appreciate you bearing with me, and I'm gonna fix that later. I really want to run through some of these stories though with you guys. This is obviously right. We need a new word again. The bad banner. I like bad banner because it still has the alliteration of Final Fantasy. And by Final Fantasy, I don't mean Final Fantasy the video game. I mean when somebody is possibly some aggression is caused by different reasons for different reasons, but said aggression is not genuine. That it's possibly coming as a wrong framing of said thing. Words and phrases are nice because you can convey a lot of meaning really quickly, and that's I think that's definitely a key component of this whole don't say this word, don't say that word, because the chilling effect is powerful. Very powerful. So right, again, we're not supposed to talk about this, but we just watched this go down in the mainstream that country said thing happened. Everybody else rushes to say, no, bro, that is not how it went down. Like, you did not win. That's just not what happened. We were watching. It was our thing that you said the thing happened to that thing, and that's not what happened. I got you say you got video. Oh, well, I got all the people that were on the thing saying this. Are you calling them liars? Because one of us is lying here, right? There can only if we're at least we're talking about this type of like, did the thing blow up or not?
that's like a either or situation. There's no sort of kind of blew up and then accidentally maybe unblowed. That's not how that goes. And we were just watching this all day, this back and forth between, dude, they did it. Nah, bro. Nah. He's just trying to rat on him because that's not. I don't even want to get into that anymore because a lot of people are probably talking about that's the big issue of the day in the alternative media. So you can go someplace else to learn about the straight. No comparison to this story that is not about the straight, but I think you know which straight that I'm talking about in the previous story. Just, I want to bring some of these threads up because some stuff I bring up and, it's like, dude, this happens all the time. And then, you sort of have to take my word for it. So I was sort of going off the other day that there's been a lot of articles talking about aggression towards this community. And I'm talking about the one on screen. I guess I'm always talking about our community too. But a lot of aggression, a lot of articles saying how I can't believe this person was treated, or that this person said this against said community. And right, if you collect enough vile, terrible things about that are being said, then I guess you can make the case to say that is toxic. That is someplace close to calling fire in a crowded theater. So you may not pass. And right, hate in general is terrible, super, super bad. But again, it's like with everything we're talking about on the show. There's the reality, and then there's how that message is amplified. Is it amplified extra, extra loud in a certain way at a certain community? Let's see, maybe. I'd say maybe. I really wanted to show this to you guys. Jeez, it's from the 13th. I gotta get up on my news, guys. The world just flies by. It's crazy. But I just wanted to let you guys know, if you do not live in a natural place, that's unfortunate, because nature is the greatest teacher and will teach you everything you need to know about how to have a beautiful life. But that's still okay if you live in some non-natural place, because all you really need is 2 hours a week and you're chill. That's all you need, bro. That's it. I mean, I get a fair amount more, but I guess I'm just sort of wasting my time. I could head back into the city after those 2 hours, and like it would just be more than enough. There's nothing else to do after those 2 hours, right? It's like charging one of your devices. Your soul's like just like an iPhone. It's got a battery level. Do you see what I'm saying? No gradations. This is the great dividing tactic to say that, oh, well, there's no gradation. I do this and problem solved. Soul appeased. Happy soul after 2 hours. I would try it sometime. I would try going out in the nature for a really long time. Have you ever spent more than a week away from your tech? I know I haven't in a long time. It's about time. 2 hours, you're just getting started on anything. You want to get to know somebody in 2 hours, and that's the New York Times. That made me kind of mad. Right? Misdirections, misquotations, funneling of information, right? This is another constant thread that I've just been seeing in this political thing, that, Orange man bad in general, but one way Orange man bad is money waste. Orange man bad, money waste bad too. Do you see what I'm saying? And just the entire time that this whole storyline has been running, it's been one news story after the other of, oh, can you believe that he spent this much on this thing? Such a waste, are you serious? That cost that much? And then people would parrot it back to me like, can you believe that when he goes to the hotel, it costs this much money? Obama never did that. Maybe you should just go get your 2 hours and chill out. But you see what I'm saying? Like, people do stuff like this all the time when they're president. There's contracting. There's people that are getting paid for stuff, and who knows what the truth is? This guy is probably pretty sketchy, to be honest, and does sketchy stuff. But that doesn't mean that there's a bunch of other people doing way sketchier and less sketchy stuff that aren't in the news every day. Those aren't stories that we hear about every day. We do hear about this story every day. I'm guessing this is not news to anybody in the chat. What's up, Veronica? What's up, Elish space exclamation mark? I'm always like, how do you say your name? Like, Elish. Like, was that loud? Like, how do you do the exclamation mark after the word is already done? Like, you put a little gap in between and then you just... Did you hear the exclamation mark? Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. But I love you guys. I love the chat. Again, funneling of information. I think we talked about this a little bit earlier on today, but this war of technology is going down, right? But people can fake stuff, and now they need to get the algos and all the other stuff to say, well, that was fake. That obviously used our tool to manipulate said image. Then, right? You will not be able to upload this, or I'm not sure exactly where this is going, but there's just so much in the news recently about what tech can do to fake things. It's the fake truth. Oh, what's up, CJ? Keeping it real. You're awesome, CJ. No, that's a different story. But right, you guys see this thread. It's obviously going to come to head. There's obviously going to be a moment where something gets rolled out, and it's going to be like, this thing that you all saw, it was faked. It was faked like front to back, and it was faked by these people, and now we need to go to war and kill all of those people because of this faked imagery. And here's the way that we proved it, right? We got the Photoshop, and we got all the good computer analysts, and they told us, right? We detected these manipulations, and now we're gonna go fight. Let's fight. That's usually the answer. Let's go talk to them sternly, and then maybe build a culture where people can discern for themselves whether things are fake or no. I'm sorry. I was just joking, right? You get it. We're not gonna make that. That's not, at least our, maybe later. Not right now though. All these threads, and that's it helps me filter these things a little better when I can put them, not that that's the full answer to just categorize stuff, but when you see an article, when you see something, you're like, well, I see where you're going with this. And that's again why, we love the people in the smaller group that we got here, Homegrown, USA. We love, Bubba News, Thrift Store Prepper. I feel like I was supposed to go on a show today and I spaced out, and I'm sorry, Thrift Store, but you're awesome too. You've been doing those live streams. CJ's awesome. Awesome people. Do you recognize how much funneling is being done with the meatless stuff? It is. I just heard an ad on the radio for Del Taco, which, if you don't have, is a taco fast food restaurant, and they are going to be selling Beyond Taco meat. It's going to be Beyond Del Taco. Burger King's going to sell it, and it's honestly not super, super healthy and full of nutrients, those Beyond burgers. That's the part that they don't tell you. When's the last time that you poured yourself a big, tall glass of canola oil and then just slurped it down, just drank the whole thing, Maybe you were late, you had to, pick up the groceries or get your taxes done or something. You were just in a rush, and you just took a big swig of canola oil. That was your snack of choice, right? Because that's not what after reading some more info, that's what I think of every time I see one of these burgers. It's like, I ask myself, do I want a big glass of canola oil? Would that feel good? Like, would my body feel good after I drank that canola oil? I'd honestly rather eat the highly processed beef. That's just me. But I punish my body. I do a lot of stuff that I'm not supposed to do, because I'm a rebel, if that wasn't already obvious. Jeez. Just and these are a little out of order, but watch out for the, right? 1 minute we're worried about fake videos, and the other minute we're worried about fake burgers. It's just how much stuff is actually real. That's this whole searching thing for me. It's like, wait, okay, I did some research and I found out that wasn't real, even though a bunch of people said that was real. And most people think that that's real, but I've seriously weighed all of the options, and this seems not real. And then that game keeps going, right? Oh, well, that whole giant structure of, health, but it doesn't matter. Whatever direction you look in, you're going to find stuff, and then the deeper you look, you'll be like, oh, that was all a story. Just like these scary videos of this gyrocop. I mean, that was the one from today. This, whatever you want to call it, viral video that they viralized. And, I don't... It's really easy to push things up in the algorithm once you really want to get the story going. And then it self-perpetuates itself, right? Things just sort of need a push, and then they really start to take off. This random Thai guy posted this video. Do you think that was all random? Maybe it is a real fake video. But there are so many of these like fake videos with scary things happening, and it's just composited images. That is, for the people that know stuff about stuff, that is nothing new in that area. And that's the funny part about all these rollouts, is that like it's never going to be anything new. Just like this, right? So much space stuff, and now we see that there's a Star Trek logo on NASA, right? Don't worry, guys. If you read it, this is from space.com. If you read in the article, they tell you that it is not the actual thing. It's just a rock that melted a weird way, and that's why it looks like the Star Trek logo. If you look into this a little deeper, look into the pictures on Mars, and there's some weird stuff going on there. Some weird angles. Kind of, it's similar to the stuff that we look at in the clouds. Right angles, maybe some triangles that aren't supposed to be there. Man, I really want to get a button where I just press that button and then a big animation pops up that says Illuminati confirmed. Because that happens a lot, actually. And this was the face on Mars, right? And this gets you to explain it away. You never have to actually go and look at any of these archival photos, because you read this article and you realize that, some stuff looks like stuff on Mars, but it's always a coincidence. Always. Always front to back, never question it. Never question it. But we're supposed to question this? We're supposed to start not trusting our eyes. That's the lesson that I keep seeing over and over again. Well, you thought this was real, but it wasn't. Maybe that ties into the bad banner. The bad banner that happened today. It was a bad banner that got avoided, and it looks like they're going to need to find another path to Persia, that it's not going to be this tanker. They're going to have to find some other route to Persia. But we all just had a big lesson in things not being real when large people say that they are. I think this story lines up with that too, that Tom Hanks is going rogue. If you think for a minute that this wasn't all planned out and is a PR stunt, then I got some bridges to sell you. What is it? Bridge to Brooklyn? I got this bridge to Brooklyn. Super good rate. You can check out my emails in the subscription. I should mention that. Email me whatever, and I'll let you know about these bridges. Anyways, he goes on the show and he brings up this document, and the document is a strongly worded thing from Disney saying, don't talk about this, and he pulls out the document that we're not supposed to see or know about, that gives all of his talking points, right? It's a specific printout for Mr. Tom Hanks on Mr. Jimmy Kimmel's show, for that specific moment where they're planning the rollout, right? They don't want to give away too much because that's going to mess up the twist. Don't discuss, right? And he just gave little hints, and that was obviously always going to be the plan. But at the same time, we just got rolled out the fact that, on this talk show that there's talking points. He started reading out the talking points issued to him for Toy Stories, for press junkets. If you did not know, all celebrities that go through these tours and go on the things, they tell them what to say. They give you a big list. They say talk about this and don't talk about that other thing. This is not inside information. This is not inside information I'm giving you. But I'm still thinking a lot of people think that when they go and watch something like Jimmy Kimmel, that it is all unscripted. That they're just off the cuff, sort of joking around, because that's the way the format's set up. That he comes in, you get some applause, and then it's off to the races. Just have a little riff with Tom Hanks, not scripted or planned out. Right? And this is this sort of false opposition. It's like that with all of these stories today. Watch out, Disney. Oh man, Tom Hanks he's really just pushing the limits, guys. So feisty. I can't believe he pulled out the talking points. When in reality the whole thing was a controlled rollout. What story am I talking about? I could be talking about a lot of different stories. We're all worried about losing the energy. I honestly really do need to get one of those EMP shields. That would be sweet, because I have a lot of computers and a lot of hard drives, and that would at least I don't need to connect to the internet to entertain myself with my computers. If they kept working after the grid down situation, that would be kind of tight. But this is a story, again, just from 2 days ago, saying that this special hackers group, right, they have sensors on the node. They can tell when things get sniffed or whatever, when packets are sent and questioned, and that's what they're telling us now, that the Triton, again, Triangle, Illuminati confirmed, the Triton have probed the U.S. grid, that they've actually checked the connections. And again, I don't want to get too bogged down again in this, but it's more false representations. It's more half-truths, right? You too can go on and test these grid. These are open nodes. That's how they work. They're open on the internet. And you too could send them a packet and say, what's up, security node? And the crazy thing about a lot of this stuff, if you do get into InfoSec, is that most stuff is left with the default passwords, right? If you have any security cameras or anything like that, I once had a security guy walk me through, and there's a really easy default sequence of buttons and an IP address and a password you can put in, and you get into that device. You reset the system every time. It's easy. Oh, what's up? Homegrown's in the house. Yeah, I was talking to Homegrown earlier today, and he is the man, and inspired me to just get back out here, get back on the stream, because at this point already, it's not just for me, it's for you guys. Come have a spot to hang and talk about weird stuff that I can't talk about. Like CJ. Well, CJ Blaze is one of our guys. But if you look at Whitetail's recent comment, do not even get me going on CJ. She's not talking about CJ Blaze. She's talking about a different CJ. There's no way that guy's gonna win. Are you joking? Planned opposition. It is planned from the get-go. Well, I got some more news stories. I got some other nonsense, but I think it's time to call this a stream, and know that nothing is really just completely, especially when it gets to the front page of anything. And all of it matters. It depends on how you're pointing your focus, but the numbers matter. The words and quotes matter. The ideas that we're pushing out there matter. And the worry about the grid going down is real. As with all these, you don't have to watch, weird stuff on the internet to get this message, because it is going out nonstop all the time, every day, on so many different platforms, in so many different ways that, it's like, shit could break. Like, the whole thing could fucking break, bro. And then, what do we do then? $1 billion a day if GPS is down? I would argue that'd be the worst of your worries if GPS went down for the global community. Would be the financial loss. That would be not the big issue there. But they ran the study. Why do they run the study now? I don't know. We need a study. Can you give us a study on GPS going down right now in this year, in this month, in this time, when there's insane amounts of messaging about dark mode being engaged at all times? I got dark mode on OBS. I got dark mode on YouTube. There's dark mode for everything these days, and it all came out this year. It became this big fad, like, oh, does your website display in dark mode? Does it have anything to do with the numbers and the symbols and the ideas here with these rocks? Out in the space between. Anyways, I wasted my, damn, I used my play out, and I don't even, every time I feel like I got this figured out, I'm like, I got this figured out, I'm going to start the stream, and it's all good, and then it just doesn't, the best laid plans. That's why I encourage all of you to just keep going, keep moving on it. Okay, now we really are getting into the past, but because Uber's making flying cars, and that happened days ago. Did you guys not check that? Did you guys not get the flying cars? The flying cars are happening soon in a place near you. So yeah, geez, that's a lot of talking for me. I usually keep quiet and just press buttons, so I'm gonna get off of here. But it is great chilling with you guys. My thumbnail was extremely cryptic, so I feel like I covered what I was going to talk about in the thumbnail. So, you guys keep it real. Can you hear the outro music? Is that? I hope so. Wait, we need like an outro video too. Wait, this outro video is upside down. Or is it? Man, I wanted to do the auto-tune singing. Really, that's not coming through. My setup is obviously too complicated, but causing some serious headaches. And I sort of just, can't you just work, bro? Can you just... I'm gonna head back to the lab and try to get some of this stuff worked out, but yeah, it's important to look at nature. That's my whole thing with nature. You gotta ground yourself. And I'm ultra fortunate to live in a place with nature, and I want to bring you guys some of the images, because at least even the images will at least help a little bit, I hope. I feel like I would think. Man, you really can't hear the outro music? Damn, dude. Well, it's about to hit in the stream, so I'm gonna let it ride. And I really wish it would just work. Like, isn't it working now? Can't you hear the music? Alright. Thanks, Derek Seaman. Fake Truth out. I'll see you guys on the next.